I believe we were just informed that Khamzat Chimaev will not be turning around in 9 weeks to compete in Abu Dhabi. I believe that's what we were just told. Now, what were the actual words? Okay. We know that Caio is going to fight Imanov. We know that. And we know that we are not going to disrupt that with Caio. Pull Caio out and put Caio in Abu Dhabi. We know that we're not going to do that because Caio and Imanov has been discussed and has been confirmed and reconfirmed, even subsequent of Saturday night's result of Chimaev having the belt. So who do you go to? And RDR is your correct answer. Well, or Fluffy Hernandez. One of the problems with Fluffy Hernandez is that that's going to be a pay-per-view and it's going to be a main event. They could shine him up just one time, but let me just remind you on Fluffy, because you might not be aware of this. He has won 8 fights in a row. Now, several other athletes have won 8 fights in a row and not gotten a title shot, but he's won 8 fights in a row, and the all-time record is 10. Nobody in the history of the organization Ultimate Fighting Championship has had more than 10 straight victories and not been given a world title fight, and that's a one-off with Merab. I'm not sure anybody's had 9 except for Merab. My point is, if Fluffy's got 8 in a row, then you're going to have to start accepting that Fluffy is one away from a world title fight. So who's that one? Could you just take him right now and put him in there? Yes. But what do we think that they would like to do? We think that they would like to get him that one. So who's left, guys? Well, RDR, who's ranked number 5, Fluffy Hernandez, who's ranked number 6. It's as simple as that. Now, whoever comes out of that fight, you would believe is a number 1 contender, but not so fast, because you still got Imanov versus Brawlho. Now, Imanov's ranked number 2. So the chances of something really great happening for him, and then you've got Kyle Brawlho, who's wildly successful, and if he's able to take out number 2, at least in theory, does he become number 2? I mean, do you see where this gets so fascinating? I don't know that the UFC is going to bank on the idea of having the winner of RDR and Hernandez turn around quick enough to meet Chimaev in Abu Dhabi. I don't know that the UFC is willing to bank on the idea that Imanov Brawlho, which I believe was established first and established to be a number 1 contenders match. I don't know that we're going to interfere with that, also with the hope that you can turn them around in a month and a half and have them meet Chimaev in Abu Dhabi. It's a little too much for me to accept. While completely being possible, it's a little bit too much for me to accept. Imanov and Brawlho are going to bludgeon one another. Hernandez and RDR is the fight we need, but we didn't know we needed. RDR versus Fluffy Hernandez is the greatest fight that they have announced in 5 months, and we hadn't even considered it, did we, guys? Hernandez versus RDR is the most confusing match. Now, my partners at DraftKings have not come out with a line yet, but this information came in about 5 hours ago. What do you think they're going to do? Right off the bat, who do you think the favorite in RDR versus Fluffy Hernandez is? Who do you think is going to win? And can I tell you what I think you think? Can I just guess where your mind went? You think RDR. And then you pause. And then you think back on Fluffy. And you realize he went 8 in a row. And you realize what a brutal street fighter he is with unique conditioning. What do you really think is going to happen? One is a very clean martial artist in RDR. One is a dirty cage fighter in Hernandez. That's a very interesting match, guys. I mean, I got to tell you, that's just an interesting match. And how are the odds makers going to do it? I think they're going to favor RDR, but I just don't believe that they have the numbers to do that. RDR on 4 straight wins, and that sure is great. Fluffy, 8 in a row. If 4 sure is great, 8 is sure greater. That's a confusing match. It's a really confusing match. You still have number 6 versus 7 in that contest, though, which means the numbers of 2 versus 5, Imanov, Caio, is the more likely number 1 contenders match. But if I'm wrong on my premise, which is Chimaev is going to keep that date, then it's going to be a matter of which one of these guys comes out of it the healthiest. It's going to be a matter of it's an opportunity for multiple guys. Which one comes out and really wants to make that date? I'm glad it was done this way. I do not like when a guy, as part of a reward, and a division gets held up. I don't care if that's for 2 months, 9 weeks, 3 weeks. If a division gets held up, it's bad for morale. I very much respect the UFC has plans, and they have multiple plans, and they're going to do multiple things at one time. They're going to move this division one way, which is forward. Kyle versus Imanov, I'm comfortable in telling you, is the #1 contenders match. But RDR versus Hernandez is going to have a say. They got a seat at the table. And now what do you do? What do you do when you get 4 studs like this but 1 opportunity? What do? You put them in the octagon and you let them settle it like men.